Man, just so many fights in this game. Oh yeah, do you want to go? Oh, me? Even if you don't want to go, Michael Haley will still want to fight you. I still don't know why they have Haley in that lineup, though. Same reason that Dirk McKenzie is on the power play. Stupid reasons. Gah, it is Florida after all. Hello guys, welcome back to DSFR Game 49. Stars versus Panthers, and oh my gosh, this was a wild one. Stars win 6-1 over the Florida Panthers, and I don't know, maybe Reimer being injured is your excuse? There's lots of excuses that can go around for sure. Now the Stars improved to 28-17-4 with the win, and the Florida Panthers continue to spiral into mediocrity, going with 19-21-6. It's not looking good for them. In the Middle Atlantic Division, you're part of that worst division in a long, long time. You better get on track. And the Panthers have been playing better recently, but this game was at least a screeching halt, to say the least. Now, very early in this game, Reimer gets hurt. I think he hyperextended his leg. He's going for the pad save. The shot goes wide, and he isn't able to save it. Roussel was trafficking him in front, but he didn't touch him at all. And I think Reimer was just trying to make the save. Maybe it was like a groin injury, a leg injury. But if Reimer's out for an extended amount of time, the Panthers are seriously boned because they already have Luongo out for a reason. They are starting Reimer all the time because of Luongo being out. And now they're even in a worse situation, especially if Reimer's out for a month, 2 months. That's seriously dangerous. But hey, I'm not complaining. The Stars get a goalie that they can tee off on, even though they haven't been that great against backups, which I don't want to express my feelings on. But they did the job perfectly, as you could tell. Now, I don't want to make separate clips for every single fight in this game. There was like 10 fights in this game. It was ridiculous. Stars versus Panthers. What? This was one of the least games I expected to be any sort of rivalry, even though the Panthers have a couple of guys who I could see fighting every so often. Like 10 fights, I didn't count them all up, but like that's just ridiculous. That to be close to that in an inter-conference game or even our conference game is ridiculous. The Stars are in a different conference than the Panthers, as you know, and they're getting this feisty with them. It's weird. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's just weird to see against the Panthers. Like, what kind of rivalry is there that sparked this? What kind of frustration was out there that sparked this? Well, the Stars did score a few goals, which we'll get into, but the Panthers for the Stars, you don't think it's going to be a marquee matchup, especially for this kind of physicality. Now, Maligan on the Florida Panthers power play has a wide open shot, and Bishop just gets the pad on it. Barely. This game could have been 1-0 for Florida very quickly. Now, Faxa wins a fight, and then Harrington goes another fight. Fights are just going out like crazy, especially in the first and third period. The second period was a little bit of a lull there. There wasn't too much going on as terms of like physicality, but those first and thirds, man, oh my gosh, just so much going on. Stars on the power play. Klingberg shoots. Shore gets it. And the Stars are up 1-0 on the Florida Panthers. Shore on the power play just gets the tip on it. And he gets credit for the goal. Klingberg with another point. Can I smell a Norris? Can I hear a Norris, I guess, with my hand gestures? Can I hear a Norris? I definitely can. Now, I've been on this debate time and time again. I don't think that Klingberg is going to win the Norris. Even right now, I don't think even in my opinion, I don't think he's the Norris winner, but he has to be top 3 in everyone's ballot, everyone's consideration. If he's not top 3 in your ballot, I don't know what you're smoking. It's, like, ridiculous. Like, if he's not in your candidacy, what are you doing? And I don't think he wins the thing, in my opinion, but he has to be considered, and that's something that I'm really going hard on. Panthers get tons of more penalties, and they don't do anything with it because their power play sucks, and the PK for the Stars is elite. 84 minutes. 84 penalty minutes is the amount of time that both teams combined spent in the first period alone. 84 minutes. Now, the end game counter combined 131 penalty minutes. Stars versus Panthers. 131 penalty minutes. I don't know what's going on. Now, Radulov shuffling around the boards and passes right in front to Ben, who is wide open somehow. Florida Panthers leave him wide open, and then he has a wide open net for a backhander, and a good one at that. And the Stars are up 2-1 on the Florida Panthers, and things are looking good. Stars go on the power play, but Santeri doesn't carry, lunges out, and then gets a glove on it somehow. That was one of the few saves that I could say Santeri, good job on that one. Now, Panthers on the power play, and the shot goes off of somebody's leg. Maybe it was Devin Shore, I don't know. But it goes right to Ekblad, and then he pots it home. A basically empty net for the guy. Bishop had no chance on that one, and leaves the goose egg out of the window for Bishop. Sadly, the Stars have the lead a little bit trimmed there, but are still up 3-1. Now the Stars are short-handed, and then Klingberg dangles around everybody after getting the pass from Devin Shore. He comes around and then passes to Janmark, who makes a beautiful move, but oh my gosh. Klingberg with a brilliant effort, and of course Janmark with a finish, but Klingberg skates around 3 guys, I'd say, just going curved, and he just came and made a great effort in the offensive zone and did fantastic play, just curving around everybody, just going around town, man, and that was a fantastic play by him, and he fully deserved the points, and just fantastic effort, man. Beautiful goal by Janmark as well, and a great pass. Trocheck on the breakaway, and then he comes up, and then Bishop got that. Not only does Bishop get that, and just a beautiful, beautiful save by him, man. Beautiful. But then Radulov does a good thing, and then goes up the other ice, and then scores a breakaway goal. He scores and makes Trocheck's just breakaway just out of the window. Nobody really cares about that anymore. Radulov goes in the breakaway, and then goes 5-hole, a good shot, but let's be honest, Santeri should have saved that. I gotta give her credits due with Radulov's play, but he really should have been stopped there. And he also lets a weak goal as Roussel is off the boards. Pilik is right in front, and then he shoots, and then he allows that. It was kind of open net there, but he is an NHL goaltender. I expect him to kind of get that, but hey, I'm not complaining one bit. 6-1 the Stars score, and that would be the score to end the game. But the game did not end there. Richie gets with the fight with Brickley, and then Johns gets another piece of the pie, and then he fights once again. And so many penalty minutes, man, especially in that bottom 6. A lot of guys were fighting in that, and it was a grindy game, and some bad plays by the Panthers really cost them the game, and got it away from them. And the Stars definitely capitalized on their opportunities today. Don't get that wrong. And the Stars did a lot better than the Florida Panthers in that department, especially on breakaways, shots fired. But on the power play, the Panthers were, even though they scored the goal, that was probably the biggest empty net you could have, and then that scores. So I'm not gonna give too much credit to that. But other than that, the penalty kill for the Stars was pretty dang strong, and the Stars really did work out, and they get the opportunities and then score on them. That's a big thing that you gotta do, you'd think. But I want to talk a bit about Bishop. Bishop had a fantastic game, making quite a few saves I didn't think he'd make, and quite a few close range saves. A lot of guys on the Panthers were pretty close range to Bishop getting the shots on, and some pretty tight, close saves that he could have just let go. And Bishop does make the saves on it. I'd say that the one goal that he gave up wasn't his fault. Really, one bit. It was just a bad balance. Of course, Ekblad was there on the forehand, so it really wasn't too much that he could do. And anything else, he was just fantastic. And I felt like Bishop had probably the best game that he could have. And the defense was very, very solid. I don't know whether it was the Florida Panthers didn't show up, but the Florida Panthers definitely got their chances, and the defense was decent. And the Florida Panthers got their chances, but they just couldn't convert on them. But Bishop was definitely there for them. I don't think I even need to talk about the offense. I think it explains itself. The 6-1 score, yeah, I think it's pretty good. Now I want to talk about the guys that were in and the guys that were scratched. So Honka was the main guy that was scratched today. And honestly, looking back on it, the Stars, without Honka, have scored against Buffalo 7-1 and against Florida 6-1. So I don't know if they missed him too much, but against better opponents, I would like to see Honka in there. He makes some rookie mistakes, but that's kind of just the guy. He's young, and he's fantastic. Horsey-wise, he's just one of the best on the team. And he's fast, he's skilled, and Hetherington is decent enough, but I don't think that he's really Honka. And I don't think that Honka really fully deserves to be scratched. Pattern, I was saying for the longest time, or not the longest time, but when Honka was scratched, I'd say I would have picked out Pattern to be scratched, but he had a decent game today. I never really found that he was good defensively, so I'd keep Pattern. I just think it's going the way. I think it's going good the way it is right now. So once the Stars maybe lose a game or get crushed once in a while, maybe you put Honka in the next few games and see how that works. But I think right now Hetherington is definitely working for them. And For the forwards, I think it was Jason Dickinson got in, Jim L. Smith was scratched, and for Jason Dickinson, he took a couple of penalties in this game, which were, there were some weird calls there, but I'll give it that. They were pretty borderline. And he really didn't do much. Once again, I didn't really see the guy all that much, and that's a shame. I wish that I did, but he really doesn't have, I'd say, the raw skill. And in the NHL, he isn't that guy that's going to be a presence for you, and that sucks. I mean, I wish that he was, but he definitely isn't that right now, and I hope he turns that, but we never know. I think the best that we can hope for Jason Dickinson is like a good third-line guy, maybe a great third-line guy who can just do everything for you. But right now he has to get that offensive upside going, and he just has to get some offense going, and maybe he'll turn into something. But defensively, he's fine right now, but the offense is a little bit lacking there, and of course, the discipline, it's not there right now. But yeah, for Florida, you need to fix that defense if you want to do anything in this season. If you want to be a middling team, unless you want to tank, which is perfectly fine, you need to fix that defense. That defense is horrendous. Maybe get some younger guys in that team, because there's some terrible plays made by, especially Keith Yandel. I thought he was doing great. He was doing great until this game, but he made some terrible plays, and Ekblad wasn't fantastic either. And that defense it's a weird squad there, because they got some talented guys, but some of them are just not that great. Especially this game, they really were slouchy this game, and it's pretty much sloppy throughout the whole game. For the schedule, you play the Toronto Maple Leafs at the AAC, not the ACC, at the AAC. So that's important. I don't know how the Leafs stack up at the home versus away, but the Stars on the home-wise are a lot better. Of course, they get the win tonight at home, so that's going to be even a better help for them. But then they play the Kings, which have been a little bit of a slumping team as of late. They've really not played all that well. And of course, you got Arizona a couple of days after that, so you got to win against them. Even though they didn't win again against the St. Louis Blues, that's not really an excuse. The St. Louis Blues didn't show up on that game, so you have to show up against the Coyotes. They aren't an AHL team out there; they're still better than that, and they still aren't an NHL team. But you got to come out and they get those 2 points; those are crucial, and you can't really take any team lightly. So they gotta win. They just gotta win. Really, they just gotta win. And it's not. I was about to say it wasn't that hard, but they just need to get some points. And of course, getting points against Eastern Conference teams when you can, that's definitely helpful. That's good for today, guys. Guys, enjoy, and make sure to like. Guys, really did enjoy, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.